Warning, you are about to enter the BGP suite. No thongs, no boy shorts, no thigh highs, no commandos are permissible. BGP, big girl panties only. So pull up to woman up. And no, please don't leave with your panties in a bunch.
Welcome to BGP. Thanks for tuning in. We're going to get right into this topic today. I don't know how many of you all have seen it, but Meek Mills has a album cover. His new album is called, I believe, Expensive Pain. Yes. And there was some controversy about the album cover. Some might think it's explicit. Some may call it art or trash. I want to know what you think. What I was a little bit blown away by is some people felt, there was a white guy that I saw on TMZ that was outraged that the album cover, they had printed it on the side of a bus, a city bus. This bus is going through the city every day, and some of the pictures on his album cover are very explicit, I would think. And again, people are able to express themselves in any form with art, and I get that. But is it appropriate for this type of art to be on a bus? I'll give my opinion last, but let me see what you all think. We'll start with Mo. What you think, Mo?
Okay, first let's tell the audience what was actually on the bus.
Okay, so I'll get descriptive of it. There is a couple of pictures where there's a young lady bent over. She's brown, real brown, so we know that she's African American.
She's dark skinned.
She's dark skinned. Mm-hmm. Okay, so she's bent over. Then there's another.
Hold on. Let's tell it all. Oh. She's bent over backwards.
Backwards with her ass out.
And in the middle is
panties.
a pink
there's a
dot,
pink little dot. I guess
which
might
signifies
vagina.
That's her vagina, mm-hmm. Kind of holding her ankles.
Yes, there's money signs all over it. Mm-hmm. There's a pole, one with the pole with the girl with her breasts are showing.
And you can see her nipples.
And you can see the nipples. Mm-hmm. There's also, I think I had the picture right here. There's also a yacht. Everything kind of like, I'm thinking this is kind of showing ways that you can get your money. And when you get your money, what you can get with your money. There's a yacht down in the left corner. Did you recall that one? Fire, yes.
A chessboard.
Yes. So I would be really curious as to what his, who the artist, I think the artist's name was Nina Chanel.
It's a black woman.
Uh-huh. And again, you are able to express yourself in art. I get that. But my concern with it being so explicit with these women that are showing breast and booty and all this, should that be on a city bus?
No. On a city bus? No. Should it even be on an album cover? No. But I'll stick with your question. No.
No, and no.
Okay, so the other lady, she was kind of face backwards with her booty showing, kind of semi-sideways, and you can see her butt, and you can see her one of her breasts, and she was kind of on the largest size. So the man went on a rant, and the rant went viral. And he's asking the questions. Is this how you want to be portrayed? Is this how you want to be respected? Is this how you want to look? Should it be on an album cover? Everything else is on an album cover. I think that his rant is actually art imitating life. Mm-hmm. Because of the simple fact that if he went on Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, Tumblr, whatever social media apparatus that you have, he will see African American women depicted, whether it's still photos or live video, in those same positions. So when he asked the question, do you want to be depicted in that manner, I would say they absolutely do want to be depicted in that manner, because that's what they do on these social media sites. But here's my thing. Like I said, it's art imitating life. And if black women were not participating in all these explicit poses on Instagram, then I could say, it's a negative stereotype, but it's not a negative stereotype. This is the culture right now. Thought culture, ratchet culture, attention whoring culture. So I would say, yes, they do really want to be depicted in this manner.
So I don't think they want to be depicted in that manner. It's funny to me because, first off, Meek Mills don't even like brown-skinned women. He don't even like dark-skinned women. And when people sit there and argue about how come you don't have us in your videos and all that, you know, it's a preference. But the one time you want to, quote-unquote, show some love to, quote-unquote, black women, unambiguous black women, women that you know are black women, you do it this way, where we're naked. And we're on the album cover where we're naked. Why? Totally. Not all black women do thought culture. Not all black women sit there and get on a video camera and shake their ass, show their ass, and twerk for money. Not all of us do that. So no, I don't think it's art imitating life. I don't think this is what we are about. No, I totally disagree. And no, it shouldn't be on a bus stop. No, it shouldn't be on an album cover. No, that's my opinion.
Mm-hmm. I think with it being on a bus, it kind of makes it out there for everyone, every age group, everyone. When it's on an album cover or a CD or whatever we use now, that it already will say, you know, that it's explicit, whatever, and you have that option of whether or not you want your children to see it or anybody to see it. Or that, you know, you have more control. Right. But when it's on a bus, I just think it's totally disrespectful.
Okay,
that's my opinion.
So it's on a tour bus in Hollywood, where everything goes. And downtown LA and Hollywood are similar in the fact that you can hear somebody on a wild rant talking about all kinds of things. We're not really specifically talking about Meek Mill's preference. We're talking about this album cover and it being on a bus. So it's driving down the street in a central location. It's a tour bus where they're touring around Hollywood. But we act like children because the man was ranting that little girls could see this. But little girls can see the nakedness on social media. So was he really worried about how black women were being depicted on this bus? Or was he worried about his white little girls seeing this? His white sisters, aunties, cousins, mothers, nieces, and friends seeing this? Because white men don't really give two shits about a woman or black woman being depicted in a negative light.
But what's Meek Mill's responsibility in that? If we're trying to if we want to recognize black women and he is a black man, why would he, like Neisha said, why would this be the way that he go about putting it out there? Yes, it is. That's factual stuff that's going on, but there's so much other stuff that he could have put on an album cover with the title of Expensive Pain. There's a whole lot of other stuff. Granted, this is a choice that he made. The artist, I mean, when you look at it, I often wonder what her thought was behind it. But I just think he could have did it just a little bit different. I mean, we got a hard enough time out here and, you know, trying to have positive images of ourselves. And yeah, that's something we need to do. If you are a thot or a stripper or whatever your means of making money is, there is a lot of that going on. But I think his responsibility in putting something like that out, maybe he could have done something a little different.
Okay, so why are we worried about his responsibility? Why are we not worried about our responsibility as women? We did a broadcast say stay in your lane.
Right.
So it's our responsibility to put ourselves in a positive light instead of a negative light, and that way there's no room for us to be depicted in this manner. Because see, here's the thing. It's 2021 and we still think that the white man's ice is colder. Because how long have black men been asking black women not to take pictures squatting with your coochie out, not to take pictures poking out your booty, not to take pictures showing your nipples, showing your breasts, exposing yourself semi-nude, all the way nude? How long have black men been asking black women not to twerk? But see, when a white man said, oh my God, they're clutching their pearls. Oh my God, we're losing our virtue. Oh my God, the black man is not protecting us. But see, when a black man say it, he's displaying toxic masculinity. He's misogynistic. He's a male chauvinist. He not the boss of me. He can't tell me what to do. Stop body shaming. You not the boss of me. You don't want me to live my best life. That's what black women get from black men. White men don't like black women's bodies when you look at the grand scheme of it. They like their women with no hips, little booty, and they're breast men. So they don't give two shits about black women. I say stop the capping. Because where's the outrage when Cardi B came out with WAP? That's at 400 million views. Where's the outrage when Cardi B and Meg Thee Stallion performed WAP on the 63rd annual Grammys? They was depicted in the same way this artwork was, grinding on the floor, on a pole, rubbing on each other. Where was the outcry then from black women? There was none. Where was the outcry when Tiana Taylor was hanging from that stair thing and Normani climbed up the stairs? They simulated a kiss, and then she grinded her vagina in her face. Didn't that get a FCC kind of warning?
It did.
So white men don't care about the negative depiction of black women, because who owns YouTube, Facebook, Snapchat, TV, print ads? White men do. And they have allowed that. So I don't like the fake outrage. I need y'all to pick a door. Either you gonna call it out all the time or don't call it out at all. I posted a picture of Lizzo on my page in a purple, look like saran wrap that you would put around an Easter basket that you was making. And she got little tassels on her breast, and she must have on some thongs, but her whole booty is out. She looked like a big ass ham hock, I'm sorry. And it's inappropriate. And when I posted it on my page, here come the women. Well, what about Rihanna? Rihanna was wrong when she was naked, and Lizzo is wrong when she is naked. It's both wrong. Wrong is wrong, and right is right. We can't just call it out when the white man call it out. We need to be ladies and have some class and sophistication about ourselves at all times. That's my position.
So I'll say this. I don't think it was being called out solely because the white man said it. I know in the circles that I'm privy to, we was calling out before that video even came out, because a lot of us was pissed off because, once again, when it comes to showing love to black women on these platforms, it's always put in a negative light when it comes to begging for quote-unquote attention. You either going to see us in the video twerking, you're going to see us in the video when describing that bitch, you're going to see us in the video when you're cheating on somebody with, but you don't see us in that positive light as the wife, right? That's one thing. Two, when it comes to depicting a dark-skinned black woman, on that album cover, we were pissed. Because once we found out that the artist that drew it was a black woman, we was like, that's how low are you willing to sell your soul just to make some money? Okay? So it had nothing to do with that white man voicing his complaint for what he saw on that bus stop. I don't give a fuck. I don't care what they think. They're not part of my community. My loyalty will always be to black women, my sisters. And if we out of pocket, call it. I'm agreeing with you. Go ahead and call it. I don't care what the white man think. I don't care what he was saying. I don't give two shits. My complaint, of all the women in this world that you want to portray on your album cover, this is what you think of black women now. Not the unambiguous, which is your preference, but the dark-skinned black woman, the woman you have no doubt in your mind when you see that picture, oh, that's a black woman. This is how you depict us. I don't care if that is how a small portion of black women in our community behave. You know that's not the majority. You know we all don't twerk. You know we all not showing our ass in our photos. We not doing pussy shots. We're not doing none of that. But instead, your focus is on that. And if that's your point to sell albums, if that's your point to get the attention, I mean, we all know clout sells these days. People clout chase. I get it. But that's where a lot of us was disappointed with. Who cares what the white guy think? I don't care. And I will say, I do agree, though. I shouldn't have to explain to a child why there's ass pics on a bus stop if I'm driving behind a bus. I'll say that, but it has nothing to do with what that white guy say. I don't care. My issue is, why paint black women that way when you know all black women don't behave that way? We don't.
Right. And I think at the end of the day, even if it was a business move for shock value, and because here we are talking about it, and of course that makes people curious, what is the album actually about? So then that makes you want to go get the, download the CD, listen to the songs, and try to connect the picture with the music and all that. So maybe it was a business move. I don't know. But if you have to go that low, to me, and yes, I consider it low too. Especially at a time when that's exactly what they think of us because of the ratchet TV, the ratchet things that we are doing, and that's us promoting sisterhood. This is something that I feel like we should really speak on much more. Is appropriate things that you can do out there to make money. It doesn't necessarily have to always be this thing of bending over, showing your ass. I guess now because of the fat booties, the BBLs, and all that. Your booty's perfect. You done spent this money. Let me show it off. Whatever. It just seems like it's getting more and more and more. You see this, whether it's on TikTok, IG, whatever, and it's like we need to promote some class for our ladies.
Yeah, because in a minute they just gonna be just naked, just
Butt
on the video, just naked. Like take it. Like,
in a minute, that's already happening on your OnlyFans type of situation. Okay, let's go back to talking about how we are depicted in the videos. They signing up for that. If you get to a video shoot and you don't want to be naked, then you say, I'm not going to do this video. So nobody is forcing them to do this. This is how they want to be portrayed.
Right.
When we go back to Neisha saying that there were dark-skinned women on the album cover on this wraparound on this tour bus, and I've also heard other YouTubers talk about the colorism of the album cover or the EP cover. And I don't know if they make albums.
I know.
But so would it be okay if the album cover depicted a caramel color woman, a lighter hued black woman? Either it's right or it's wrong. Would it be make any difference? Would we feel any better if it was light skinned black women or medium brown dark women?
No, but if your preference is non-black women in any other day and time, post that on your album cover instead of the black women that you don't want. Don't post us in a negative light if you don't even check for us and you don't want us, and the only time you want to depict us is in a bad light. Keep us off your covers. Keep us out your videos. Keep us out of your discussion if you really don't have good intentions when it comes to black women. That's all I care about. Same way I would never bash a black man, same way I would never paint the black man in a bad light in a video, in a book, or in a song. I would expect the same loyalty when it comes to black women, and that's the issue. There is no loyalty amongst black men and women in our community a lot. There isn't. We can bash black women all day long. Women do it, men do it, everybody picks on that black woman. But at what point in time do you sit there and say, you know what, this is not right? This is wrong. You say any other day, if you check for his songs, because there are songs out there, you say any other day what you describe as that bad woman that you want, that bad woman that you want to take down, and she don't look like nothing like that woman that you had on that album cover. No, it's wrong. It's wrong.
All of us all have to do better, but I'm talking about the selective outrage. Where was the outrage when Suki Hana posted her new video?
It was out there.
Called Pussy Everywhere, where they had where she said it was an ode to.
Pretty much it's
porn. Hold on.
It's porn.
When she said it was an ode to Nelly's tip drill. Nelly's tip drill, and they were around the pool, and the women were performing oral sex on each other. That went viral too. Where is the outcry from black women when that happens? Because you go into those comment sections of a Cardi B, of a Megan Stallion, of a Suki Hana, whatever the hell her name is. Yes, girl, that's fire. That's bomb. Blah, blah, blah. We're not collectively calling that stuff out, and we're trying to blame black men for it. Not today, not on my watch. We're not going to blame black men for every time we do some shit and we say they're not protecting us. us. They are not supposed to protect us doing our ratchetness. They have asked us time and time again not to do this shit. So when a white man come out and say some shit, then it's, oh my God. We got to get off the bullshit. We got to stop talking one way and walking another way. That's my problem with it. No, it's not right to have that on a bus, but that's Hollywood. All the deviant shit happens in Hollywood. You'll see much more in person in Hollywood about that. It's going to help his, like Adrianne said, his album probably sell. It's going to draw more attention to the EP because sex sells, controversy sells, whatsoever. But we got to clean up our own stuff. Here's my question. Because I think the man had a different agenda. I don't think that he actually gave a damn about black women being depicted in a negative way. Because, see, we concentrated more on the first part of his video and not the last part of his video. The last part of his video sounded like he was an anti-vaxxer. He was shouting about the vaccine. But here's my thing. He planned that. To me, when I saw it, he planned that. His plan was really to rant about the vaccine, take your mask off, look up, what did he say, germ therapy, stop putting stuff in the water, stop putting stuff in the air. This is satanic because he kept on talking about satanic. He said that checkerboard was satanic. It was a ritual. And his agenda for me, I thought, because he came out on 10, hollering about, is this what you want? Is this what you want? Is this what you want? His agenda was to talk about the end portion of his video, but he knew that if he just talked about that, he probably wouldn't have went viral. And I think that he used that bus, because those buses were just sitting there, as a way to open it up for it to go viral, for him to talk about what he really wanted to talk about. Because he also said, oh, I'm from Philly, so I should be road riding with Meek Mills too. That didn't have shit to do with it. And at the end of it, that vaccine and all that other stuff didn't have nothing to do with it. But because he knows that black people are emotional, because he knows that if he talks about black women or he says anything about black women, that it will go viral. And that's why I think he composed that video in the manner that he did. What do you think?
I agree. I mean, if you're trying to get your attention, because anybody could talk about the vax and all that stuff, and so many people have, so it's not going to give them the attention. But point that light at the black woman and see what happens. I definitely can agree with that.
Yeah. My thing is, whatever his agenda was, his 2 minutes or however many seconds that was that he spoke, he did speak some truth. There was some truth in what he was saying. If he used that as his platform to get his vax rant off, whatever the case may be, that shit should not be on no bus. It's degrading. It looks terrible. It's sickening to me. It's not like I haven't seen anything worse than that. But on a bus, I've yet to see something that degrading, and it was, yeah. And
that's also another way that white people don't really care about a positive prediction of black women, because
how did that get approved?
The white man, approved for that to go on.
That was my thought. They don't care.
And there was no outrage when Amber Rose came to L.A. and did her slut walk on Pershing Square in 2015, and she tried to do it again in 2016. There was no outrage, and when the men spoke out about it, they got pushed back. So another person, the little sweet innocent, what's her name, Chloe Bailey, she then came out with Have Mercy. She naked. She has too much talent to be out there booty popping and being naked. So we can't say, oh, clap over here and then boo over here. Yeah. Pick a door.
But my thing, and I know I'm going to probably hear for this one, but I think some nude pictures of the body is art. But there's some, the way this is depicted, and when you got a girl bent over with her whole ass out and she shaking it or whatever, there's different versions of nudity that to me is tasteful. And then there's like this right here that is just trashy. So I don't know how you feel about there. Do you feel that there's some nudity that is acceptable?
In your house? Behind closed doors? Okay. With your man?
I'll say there's, I mean, Shit, I don't even know what to say to that. Like I've been to art galleries and whatnot, but I don't seek out the nudity. But I guess some artists might see it. But for me, I'm gonna go back to that bus thing. It's a no for me. And as far as like, because I know we mentioned Cardi B earlier and Amber Rose. Sorry, we probably gonna get in trouble for what I'm about to say, but I don't consider them women black. So I don't give two shits about what they do. I really don't.
Right.
My focus is on what black women are doing. I'm trying to be accountable for my actions and help black women move and make better decisions. And I do talk to people in private when we're doing stuff. As far as if they're doing something that's out of pocket, I have no problem with it. When Suki did that video, it was a lot of us in them comment sections talking shit about that video and not agreeing with it, not approving it, telling them they need to take it down. A lot of people were sitting there going to YouTube trying to flag it for porn and all that stuff. So it wasn't like black women was just silent and only encouraging. You saw some encouraging, yes. Majority of them were young girls, but there was a lot of us that was sitting there trying to get it flagged and taken off. So I can't just sit there and agree with it. As far as that Meg and Cardi performance, once again, it was a lot of women complaining about that too because they said that's porn. What they're doing is light porn, and so we disagree with that as well. It's not, we can't keep just lumping everybody into one group as if everybody is on board with certain things that we see on TV or in these videos. Like, it's like all black women agree with it. We don't. A lot of us do disagree with it. A lot of us do sit there and put in messages and try to get people to understand why that's not a good look, because all black women then get lumped into it and say, this is what you want. You want to twerk. You want to show your ass. You want to show your tits. You want to, and that's not the case. So, nah, I can't roll with it. I'm not agreeing with it. And then back to your question about the art. I mean, you know, some people look at art as different. I'm a poet. I write. I love to look at beautiful pics, but looking at somebody naked just don't do nothing for me. So,
well, naked art and naked statues is a white man thing. Look at all the Greek art with the penises.
Little penises too.
You said little penis.
I'm sorry.
It's their deviancy that we have adopted. And I'm going to agree with Neisha. There are women that are calling it out. But we have a sisterhood of failure in the black community.
Yes.
It's not enough of us saying something's wrong. There's always a lot of us deflecting. I don't see what's wrong with it. Let them live their life. She feels comfortable in her skin. Blah, blah, blah. It's not enough of us that see it and call it out. There's people that see it and won't even say nothing. So you have to say something because they think it's acceptable. And they think the ones that are like us that say, this is totally, absolutely wrong, something wrong with us. We old-fashioned. We need to lighten up. We're some prudes. Blah, 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 blah.
I think the boundaries are being lowered too much, too. Like, back in the day, like the FCCA or whoever governs the TV stuff, you wouldn't have never seen that back in the day. Never. Now, I just looked at the BET Awards the other day. First of all, I didn't know any of the performers hardly because rap has changed, the music has changed quite a bit. But hardly anybody had pants on. Everybody came out there in like a swimsuit, bottom-looking stuff, titties out. You know, I'm just like, you know, there used to be a dress code or something. I mean, back in the day, Lucy and Ricky couldn't even sleep in the same bed. They went twin beds, and now on TV,
or they couldn't
you see
tongue
everything.
kiss.
They sure couldn't. They better kiss on the cheek or a quick peck on the lip. But now TV is not. The rules have just constantly going down, and there's no rules. There's no boundaries, and that has a lot to do with it too. Because you know we're just like a society now that's just free for all. Yeah. You can have your dick out, your pee-pee, your coochie out, your titties out, whatever. And it just is like, come on now. Where's the rules?
I was listening to another podcast, and they had asked the question, should men monitor women's bodies? And there was one guest on the broadcast that said it used to be a time where men or women did not monitor what women wore. And I really wish I could have been on that panel because that's a lie. Back in the day, your auntie, your grandmother, even your friend would be like, you can't go out with me like that. they will pull you to the side and be like, go put some clothes on. But what we don't understand is that back then, we didn't have social media.
Mm-hmm.
Because back then, you wouldn't take a picture ugly. You'd be like, don't put that. You know,
Exactly.
back then, you wouldn't take a picture chain smoking or getting turned up or being drunk. Those were private pictures that you shared in your close circles and laughed about, but you wouldn't post it on social media. So, yes, they did call us out for being classless. They did call us out for our attire, but there was no social media in place. And now they're doing it on a platform that's for the whole world to see. See, that bus is only going to, well, now it's been viral, but had he not spoke of it, it would have, just went up and down the streets. But we have to remember that whatever you post on social media is forever, and it goes out to millions of people. We always had women be classy and have some clothes on. Be naked in the house. It's always been like that. Whether you're a traditional or this modern group, they don't have any of that old school training, so they think that we're being weird or we're being too hard or we don't understand. It's 2021.
Yeah.
So true.
So Meek Mill did talk about the fiasco, and he basically asked the question, did the white man ever speak out about black people being murdered?
George Floyd.
And he did actually say that maybe that artwork should be taken down.
But I think it did what it needed to do as far as on a business standpoint. It definitely is that throughout the bait and reel them in. You know what I'm saying? So even if at this point it's taken down, everybody's going to, the curiosity is
the
there.
The damage has already been done.
Exactly. It's there. So in closing, any last remarks?
Stop making a profit off of black women's trauma. Since that's his album cover, that's my thoughts. Stop making a profit off of black women's trauma. And that's for anybody. We're making a profit off our trauma is a joke, and it's sad, and it's disgusting. And now you have outsiders looking at that and figuring out how they can make a profit too, because they know that we're the cash cow, unfortunately. So that's my final thought.
Stop making profit off of black men and black women's trauma, because it happens to both of us. Put some clothes on. Have a little class about yourself. A change ain't gonna come too soon around here, so I'm not gonna hold my breath. But if you really care about how you are depicted, how you are being spoke of, it's time to change. That's my final thought.
And I just want to say in closing that clearly the class that we as black people had some time back is just gradually dissipating, and it's sad. And I wish we could get that back again, where we really were concerned how we looked when we went outside. And, it's just this, I just hope that one day we can get it back. Like you said, I don't see change coming anytime soon, because it's just, it's just one of those things that people are so accepting of the way things are right now. So, yes.
Men, if you quit pushing like on the naked pictures, if you quit pushing like on the twerking, if you quit subscribing to these OnlyFans pages, if you quit sharing all the stuff, stay in your lane, let the women handle this, push like on the women that's dressed appropriately, guess what's going to happen? Because we are followers, the women are going to try to dress better. I'm going to say part of this is y'all fault. Y'all done let it go too far. You have not exuded your manhood. Stop helping promote it. Stop helping push it. Stop going along with it. Call it out if you got to call it out. Or let us call it out. No, you ain't got to call it out. Let us call it out. We both got to do better. I could keep on talking, but no, stop.
All right. Well, thank you so much for tuning in.
BGP.
That's right.
Like, share, subscribe. Leave us a comment. Tell us what you think about it. Until the next episode. We are.
Bye.